Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for October 28th, 29th, and 30th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, if you're new to the channel, or if you just want to bypass and cross-watch, then down there under the description is a timestamp, because this is the introduction and it's on all the videos. So if you want to bypass, go straight to whatever the video is you want, the part of the video you want, go down there, okay? Okay. Now, you know that this is the weekend, and I want to thank everyone. I am starting to feel better. I'm starting to actually have more energy, which is wonderful. I will be getting on soon. I've been reading the comments, but I haven't been able to answer the comments just yet. I go to answer the comments and say, oh, I think I need a little nap. Sorry, so I'm still napping during the day. Whatever this is, it's not horrible. It just makes you want to sleep. So don't worry about any of this. Carve out some time should this happen where you can get some rest. Chicken noodle soup or chicken soup, wonderful, wonderful recovery tool. Anyway, this is the weekend, so I am going to be using my Radley Valentine deck, my Angel Tarot cards. For the main reading, I will use my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I will use my Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue, the Angels of Abundance, and of course I'll pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, because this is the introduction, I am going to be using my Waite Rider Tarot deck, and I'll pull about 3 cards from there, and then I will pull one from my Colleen Barrett Reed, The Good Tarot. I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Just remember, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? Okay. Now, just kind of going over what's the weird stuff going on in the world. You know, we are in Scorpio season. As of today, we are having that new moon. It was a partial solar eclipse, which actually gives a really big jump start to whatever's going to be happening right now. And then in 2 weeks later, we are going to have that full moon, and it's going to be a Taurus full moon, and it will be a total lunar eclipse. Now, normally that's not so bad, but we are in the, and I shouldn't say so bad, we are in the Taurus. Taurus is in the northern node and Scorpio is in the southern node. Scorpio has this, Scorpio in the southern node brings about a lot of karmic past, okay? While Taurus in that northern node is about building a future. But we are in the karmic past. We are dealing with some things that maybe we didn't deal with right, or maybe we were just not aware of. And remember too, and I know you have to look at this whole big thing, and it gets very, very overwhelming. You know, I talk about Saturn, illusion versus reality, and so many things that we haven't really looked at that's the reality of our world. Then we have something that just went on, or I talked about the full moon, and that's going to have some Uranus type of influences, really, really strong Uranus type, to the point people have said that, when I just do my research, a lot of this is what I get from my feelings and from my research per se, or how I interpret what I'm getting from research. But they're saying that there's going to be so much of this. It's going to be very structured, very strictured. It's just going to be very boxed in type of energy, especially around that full moon. So, so that in itself, very, very tight. And again, I'm always talking about that good old Saturn in Aquarius. Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is, okay, basically we have we have Jupiter that has been retrograding, and it is retrograding from Aries into Pisces. Now, I'd said it wasn't necessarily going slow, but it is starting to go slow, because around November, I'm not sure, November 20th or something, it starts to go direct again. So this goes back into that it's starting to go direct, retrograde stationary. And this is where things start to look at, I'm always thinking the stationary part is where the energies are really concentrating on whatever needs to happen now. Okay, so it is doing that. But then we also have on the 29th Mercury entering Scorpio. So again, news, news, electronics, hearing things, just fast acting, almost like not being able to hold on to your hat. Remember, it's like hold on to your hat, where, things are about to get shaky now, or things are about to move fast. That's what's going to be happening more with Mercury in Scorpio. And remember, Scorpio to me does not like secrets. Scorpio also has that transformation type of energy, such as Pluto has, the rising of the Phoenix. But another interesting part, though, is October 30th. Mars is going retrograde. So what's interesting about that is we're coming to the end of a retrograde season. Okay, I think that even Neptune goes direct, I think, in early December. So we're coming to this towards the end, where it should be tapering off the retrogrades, and now we have a new retrograde that is going into place. So those are little oddities. Another little oddity. So what does it mean? It just means that things are happening that we are not used to seeing happening. And again, it's like all of this planetary movement wants to really shake things up more and more and more. Now, the other interesting thing that's kind of lovely for us, though, is I did post, I think it was more on Facebook. I'm sorry, not feeling as well. I did not post it on our community chat, here. But I posted this thing with Venus. Venus goes through this cycle. It's a 1-year cycle, but then it does it 8 years in a row. And when it does this, and if you look at the computer simulation of it all, it turns into this beautiful flower pentagram, very loving, just very beautiful to behold. Now, for the last 90 plus years, this petal journey, and like I said, it does it every 8 years. Each petal starts and has been ending in Scorpio. This time around, it is doing it in Libra. So it will be doing this for a good another 90 to 100 years, where it starts in Libra season and then it ends in Libra season. And like I said, it does this for an 8-year cycle until it comes to the beginning again, and it creates something quite beautiful. It really, really is a beautiful thing. So let's see what we have here. Venus is in Scorpio. We are in Scorpio. The new moon is in Scorpio. We do have, like I said, Mercury is entering into Scorpio, and Mars in Gemini is going retrograde at 9:26 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And, that's Mars. Now, I do associate Mars with Aries because Mars is Aries. Aries is Mars. Greek, Roman mythology, whatever you want to say. But Mars is also very strongly connected with that recycle, that death, birth type of energy of Scorpio. So I just feel like these 2 weeks, there's just a lot of interesting stuff, and just be prepared for an interesting ride. The other thing, though, is not to worry about any of it. Not to worry about any of it. These are things that happen, and we just continue. Whatever is going on in the world, in the universe, no matter how, it can feel very, very stressful, and I do get stressed too, but I still have to live my life, okay? And I still work to keep my vibrations high, because that's part of our job, is to keep our vibrations high. Lots of activity happening this coming weekend, coming and going. We have the 8 of rods, 8 of fire. Lots of activity happening. Again, not knowing if we're coming or going. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Passionate, very burning, very determined energy. 8, unlimited opportunities and possibilities. Things happening that we're not necessarily, like I said, things happening that we're not necessarily in the best control of. But it's not horrible energy. It's not out of control energy. They are, but again, we don't know if it's coming or going. Okay, let's see what else we might have here. Remember, rods, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, burning, passionate, determined. Next card up, the World. So this is reverse. So the reversed energy has, to me, it's a little stronger energy. Other people read reverse cards differently. I just say, hey, pay attention. So we have a 21, we have a 2. 2 is choices, decisions. We have a 1, new beginning. The World is basically things are completed, things are done, things are happening, but you've done what you needed to do. Now, could it just be that there's a lot of, could we just read it very simply that there's a lot of activity going on in the world? We don't know if we're coming or going. Definitely we can do that. But the World does give a very good vibration that says, again, not to worry, not to stress. These are things that have to happen. They have to happen in order for a lot of that, a lot of what I was just saying in the heavens to be completed. Okay, next card is, now we have that 7. We have that 7. 7 is a divine number to me. It is a divine number. It gives me a divine umbrella. It says that even if things are happening you don't like, it is happening for a reason, and there is a divine covering. Okay, now we have a Sword energy. Sword energy is our air energy. It is our Aquarius, our Gemini, and our Libra energy. So, basically, Aquarius and Gemini have a lot going on in the game right now. They're, Gemini, Mars, by going retro, is going to be covering a lot of old ground. And like I said, whenever things, and it's retro stationary right now. So it's kind of watching and seeing, what do I need to do? But as it goes retro and it starts to pick up a little more movement, it goes and really looks at what was left undone. So, what else needs to be cleaned up? Now, we do see this guy. This does have a kind of that 5 of Sword energy where he's kind of has that sneaky snake energy. So Swords is about making plans, thinking things through. It is about basically, like I said, hearing news too. But it's all about, hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. But so, like I said, there is that sneaky snake type of stuff. But the 7 of Swords, to me, is giving me a trickster energy right here. It's kind of like, look over there, don't look over here. So let me divert your attention. I'm kind of like, while you're thinking everything's all nice over here, I'm making way, and I'm taking the 5 swords over here. So there is a sneaky snake energy here, but there's also a trickster energy. So be aware of your environment. Be aware of, like I said, this has to do with making plans, but it's also hearing news. It's also strategy. So again, it's, does it concern the world? It could. The world, though, does give us that energy that says, not to worry so much. But lots happening. Look over here. Don't look over there. There's a trickster energy. There's a diversion energy, and it surrounds the world. So let's see what we've got going on here. Let's see. For this energy, for this going on. Higher power. Now remember, if I didn't say this, I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power, Holy Spirit, God, whoever that is that you say. I say God, Holy Spirit, and just say whatever you want, whatever this is your channel, not mine. So here we go. Let's see what we've got. Higher power. What else is there about this weekend? Interesting times. As always, interesting times. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, how lovely is this? Okay, so again, reversed. We have drawn the Tower card. So this is a 16, this is a 1, new beginning, 10, transitional energy. 6 is the number of man. It's the energy you put into something. 1 plus 6, though, is a 7. So it is divinely covered. It is divinely guided. It is the Tower card. It is where everything feels like it's falling apart and falling down. But again, it's one of these times that it has to do this. Now, there is also a very big cleansing with this falling. There is this there's a sense of, whatever this is that's falling apart, it is getting rid of the things that we don't need anymore. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy energy. It doesn't mean that it's easy to get through. We have to maintain, we just have to keep our eyes, on this world card. We have to remember things will turn around. Things will, everything goes full circle energy. But the Tower card is not necessarily a pleasant card to go through. But in order for something to be, to be rebuilt, or I shouldn't say rebuilt, in order for something to be built, it needs solid ground. I do get this energy with this, though. I am picking up a lot of the gray energy here, but I do have that blue sparkles, not sparkles, but the blue kind of shining through also. But the gray energy is not necessarily, like I said, it's not necessarily a positive, but it's something that has to be done in order for things to be moving on. Okay? Interesting stuff. Can't really tell you, we will see what we will see. Please take a moment. I know being off that one time, it messes up the algorithm so much. So I would really appreciate it if you could like, share, subscribe, click on the bell, comment. If you've done all of that, undo it and do it again. I get a lot of people telling me that, my videos just don't pop up. I do put them in playlists, and I also get a lot of people telling me that there's missing videos. And I know I really don't post anything until I have all the videos ready to go. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. I'm a small channel, and that would just help a lot. Anyway, why don't we get started with our videos now? Hello, my Libras, and how are you doing? Well, now, from what I'm understanding, this whole Libra point, the Libra star, now it's all starting, and, as it goes through its year and does its petal, it will be doing that for 1 year, my understanding, and it begins and ends in Libra. And like I said, it didn't do that for 90 years. So it kind of sounds like you might be switching off with Scorpio. I have to do a little more investigation, but I do love to see what was going on in the world during that time. So we have, I think we had I think it was like 1770 until like 1870 maybe. So we had, in the United States, we had a couple of wars going on, 3, and plus other skirmishes. Not to say, maybe because of our beautiful Libra flower doing that, maybe it was, maybe it was gentler than it would have been. We also had we had our Industrial Revolution, so we had lots of things happening, at least in the States. So, and interesting here too is the air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and now Libra, all have their cards reversed. Strong stuff. Let's see what we've got going on for my Libras. First card is Ace of Air. New ideas, new thoughts, new way of thinking, new way of approaching life in itself. Ace is a 1, new beginning, new start, of course. Air is your energy. It is also Aquarius. It is also Gemini energy. Now, right now, that Mars thing is just kind of staying there before it starts to go back. But this is really, this feels very enlightening. This feels like Revelations type of energy here. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. But it's kind of like a light bulb type of energy here too. So new ideas, new thoughts. This is a time for you to really let your mind wander. Let your mind, keep a journal next to you. Because I can think of lots of wonderful thoughts and then go, what was I thinking about? Also too, if you write, if you write, or it just feels, and again, this is intellectual, this is planning, this is making, hearing news also. I would say, start writing, start painting, start doing something, because it's going to be engaging your intellectual senses very much so. But new ideas, new thoughts, new challenges coming around the corner for you. Okay, brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. Next card reversed is the Four of Earth. So 4 has stability, has organization, leadership. Earth is our Capricorn, our Taurus, our Virgo energy, money, job, career. The 4 of Earth is really about reciprocity, is about giving and receiving. Sometimes we give too much, sometimes we receive too much. A lot of times, this could be money itself, but remember, there are other types of energy. Money is energy, and there is other, what you put into something is also your energy. When you speak, it is also your energy. So when you feel, when you love, when you give, that is also energy. So sometimes this can be about, maybe you need to balance your budget a little bit more. Maybe you're looking at that big trip you just took and kind of going, ooh, we might not be able to do that for a while. Or maybe it's saving up so that you can take that big trip. But it's also conserving, and I shouldn't say conserving, it's also keeping your other energies in balance, in check too. So always think of that too. What are you spending? But spending is not just money, okay? Money is energy. Your voice is energy. The things that you do is energy too. Sometimes this can be also maybe you're giving too much of yourself to other people. It could also be maybe you're not giving enough of yourself to other people. It could also be that maybe this new idea makes you want to, we can go another route. Maybe this new idea is a new invention of some sort, and you need to get some investment going on with this too. I don't do financial advice, but it could also be that too. You need to find a way to figure out how you can do this. It could be a new business, so you need to know, if I start a new business, will I have enough money to work on my, to be able to live while the business gets up and running. There is that one card in here, and it's called moonlighting, and it's basically says, keep your job and your business will grow. Okay. But, so there is some keeping balance. There is some, keeping in check, but it's also maybe you looking to see, are you giving too much to a relationship? Or are you not giving enough to a relationship? Okay, so some questions to ask. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. So it does talk about that you do know what to do. You do know what to do, but it's kind of like that thing, I might know not to spend that money, but I really want that pair of boots. Or I know that I should get some boots, but I really like these fancy ones and not the sturdy ones. So it does say that but there's a part of you that kind of says, yeah, but. That's, to each his own with that too. But new ideas, and maybe this is the way how you finance it. Just saying. Okay, next card reversed. The 2 of Earth. So Earth energy again. Now 2 is some decisions to make. What are you going to do with this? Again, this idea, this new venture, this new adventure itself. So venture or adventure. It just seems like this is what I want. This is how am I going to make this happen? How can I start this? How do I have the energy to put into this? So all these questions for you, my Libras. Now, the other thing is though, then we come to the 2 of Earth, where it's just everything is going around and around and around, and you have to try to figure out how you might make it work. Now, the thing is, you don't always have to do everything today. You don't have to do everything this weekend. Write it down. Put it in pen. Get pen and paper. Keep track of those ideas. Now, 2 itself, crossroads, choices, decisions, coming together. Okay? 2 of Earth is like there's a lot going on here. And how are you going to pull it together? Okay. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more careful approach, or more playful approach. Now, a lot of this is also having balance. It's creating a balance, because, You may be so involved in starting this, like I said, maybe you forget that you have another job to do. Okay, just putting that out there. Just putting it out there. Or it just may be that in starting with this, whatever this new idea is, it's just a lot. And you're just kind of like, maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you're not doing the things you need to take care of yourself. Okay? Just putting that out there too. Okay, let's see what we have here. Now remember too, we are in the thinning of the veil where it's the thinnest. We have All Hallows Eve, we have Samhain, we have, on November 1st, we have All Saints Day or All Souls Day. Very thinning veil energy. This is that time that, we can see, beyond dimensions. Some people come to visit us too. Just putting that out there too. So, kind of get an ancestor vibe here with you for some reason. So if there's something that you need help with, and if this is your belief system, you might want to ask your ancestor to help you. Just saying. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Now, of course, I like just going to God. Hey, I need help here. Base chakra. It all comes down to your sense of security. So we have a 1, new beginning. So we have a 1, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, 1. This is your, so 1, new beginning. We have that chakra system. Now the chakra system is all over. It's all over our body. Some is even external. But the main ones that are talked about are the 7. So from the first one is your base or your root. The 7th one is your crown. So the base to your heart is considered more your natural chakras. And the heart, again, to the crown becomes more of your supernatural chakras. A chakra is like an energy source. Some people call it like a battery. I like this definition. It's a place where your spirit, soul, and physicality meet. Okay? So the base chakra is down, and this is about your sense of security. So whatever this is going on here, it is to help enhance that sense of security. Sometimes this is also triggers from your past. This is triggers from how you grew up. Did you grow up, with very encouraging parents? Did you grow up with very discouraging parents? Okay, so sometimes this can have something to do with that too. Do you have something to prove to someone, that you can make it? Or do you have something to even prove to yourself? But this does have a sense of security. This does have a sense of wanting to feel safe. Okay? So whatever this is all about, you need to make sure that you feel safe in order to do this. So this weekend, interesting stuff for you. Interesting stuff, because this in itself, it's kind of like it's that idea that just makes you like, I really want to do this, but will it enhance your safety? Because your safety seems to feel very important at this point. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, let's see what we've got. Angels of abundance. Angels of abundance. So your energy, your reading is a little bit different. You do have the grounding energy of this earth, but yet at the earth in itself, there's a lot of busy energy here. Your mind is going, thinking of all these really big things, but at the heart of it all is, this new venture, this new start, this new idea, do you feel safe? Do you feel confident in doing it? You can tell me. You can tell me, my Libras. Here we go. So, angels of abundance. What do we have for our Libras? Reversed. Clean energy food. This one's come up a couple of times. So if there's something about what we're putting in our bodies, we need to make sure that what we're putting in our bodies is healthy and it's something. Remember what I was talking about with energy? Food is energy too. So we need to make sure that it's not creating havoc for us. How's that? When you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. So we don't really even think about that, how the law of attraction, when we are healthy, when we are fueling ourselves with, good water, spring water, good food, organic, healthy food, that in itself is part of that energy that comes out that I was talking about with the 4 of Earth. That is another form of energy. So what are you doing that? This might be a good weekend to really think about that and really start. So yeah, this could be a good weekend to start a cleansing way of life. How's that? Anyway, let's see what we have for my Libras. What crystal or energy do we have that would be helpful for my Libras? Here we go. So it is interesting that there is a lot to do with your energy here. But it's also this thing, I keep going back, do you feel safe? Do you feel safe? I'm not sure why that's there. Again, I've learned I just need to deliver the message. I like to know, though. I do like to know. This is reversed. Blue topaz. Finding a spiritual ally, higher wisdom, abundance, forgiveness. And remember, forgiveness is not for the other person as much as it is for you. Okay? Yours, I think, is one of the more interesting readings, my Libra. So, let me know. Comment. Take a moment, too, to please do all the like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell down there. If you if you've done all of that and you're not receiving any notifications, unclick and click again. As always, my Libras, always know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.